Yes, yes, people. We're back with Fergie time on the finished article. My name's Shazad, and I'll be hosting this review of the Manchester United squad with my boy Shazad. Yes, that's right. We're both called Shazad, so don't get it confused. I'm going to bring my boy into the show now. Yes, yes, Shaz. How are we, bro? Start of the week. How is everything?
Not bad, not bad. The sun's out, sun's shining. First day of the week, I can't complain. And you know what? Absolutely buzzing. Looking forward to bringing this special today. We've been talking about
Bro.
it for a
Yeah,
while
definitely.
now, but you know what? We can put this off no longer. Let's get to it, bro. Let's get to it. Hope
That's it,
everyone's
bro. We
fine.
can't put this one off any longer.
Yeah.
So before we do carry on, see the little ticker flying around at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be on the bottom of the screen for the whole video. Please hit the subscribe button on the channel. Leave some comments. Let us know what you think about this video or the other videos. Like this video and let us know that you like it so we can bring you more content like this. Yeah, that's it, Shaz. Hit the thumbs up button.
Yeah.
Smash that like button, people. Smash it.
The thumbs up button, boys. Let's get to it.
So with this video, what we are going to be doing, I'll just run it down. As it says there, we're going to be doing a review of the whole Man United squad, and that is the Premier League squad, I believe. I think it's about 25 to 30 people that are in the squad that we've got the list of. If we've missed anyone off, apologies, but let us know, and we can go into that in a bit. Yep. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up the screen with the squad. Boom. There's the squad, people. It is a bit large, so I'll just scroll down a bit. We've got the goalkeepers down at the bottom. We've got two little sections. People who we think should be staying at United and people who we think we should be leaving United at the end of the season. So without further ado, Shaz, we are going to start right now with the goalkeepers. So starting off, Shaz, we're going to start with current number 1, David De Gea. I'm going to get your comments on De Gea first. We'll talk about each player and then we'll pop them into which category we think they should be in. But I'll let Shaz kick it off with David De Gea.
So for me, David De Gea is an absolute legend. And I say this because of his service for his time at United. Yes, he's had some up and down performances, but more often than not, as envisaged recently in the game against Roma, the second leg of the Europa League in the semi-final, how many times he saved this. And you can tell Dean Henderson, he's an up-and-coming prospect, but I don't think he's going to be our number 1. So for me, David De Gea stays.
Okay, yeah. You bang on, Shaz. He's had his up and downs, but he's a quality goalkeeper. He's still world-class. So I'm going to pop him in the stay category as well. I'm going to move on to another goalkeeper now, Sergio Romero. We've not really seen much of him at United for a while. He was our second choice goalkeeper behind David De Gea. He was our basically cup goalkeeper until this season, I believe. And I think is he on loan at the moment? I can't even remember. Is he gone on loan? No, he's still at United. He's just never made the squad.
He's still at United.
Now, I'm going to jump off the bat here, Shaz. I'm going to say he needs to go. We don't need more than 2 goalkeepers. We don't need De Gea and another 3 goalkeepers in the team. We've got reserves. We've got other players.
I would agree. I mean, for me, I was disappointed that they didn't let Sergio Romero go last season because, let's be honest, he's done well, but if he's not in the squad, he should be loaned out or sold.
Yeah, exactly. He should have been loaned out for the season. At least he could have got some game time, either loaned out or sold. End of this season, I think his contract's up anyway. He needs to go.
Yeah, go for it.
Next goalkeeper, our up-and-coming man here, Dean Henderson. What can we say about him? He's had, since De Gea's been off on paternity leave and come back, this guy has shined at United. He's had some outstanding performances, and his loan spell, I think it was at Sheffield United last season, has done him wonders for his confidence. He's very commanding of his area, and he lets the other players know vocally as well, which is what you need from a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think you just said the nail on the head. For me, he is He is probably the best backup goalkeeper. I wouldn't call him a backup goalkeeper. They're actually both competing for number one, which is a nice dilemma to have. The only problem that you've got is you've got David De Gea, who's on 350k a week, which is probably the most that any goalkeeper has been currently paid around the world. So an issue with that. But
damn right, bro.
I really like him. I think he's had a few up and down performances, but that's naturally he's growing. So for me, he stays.
Yeah, no, you bang on. Dean Henderson, I'm going to pop him in the stay category as well. But before we carry on with the other people, the last goalkeeper there, Lee Grant, I'm just going to talk about Dean Henderson. I mean, like I said, he's had an outstanding performance. Outstanding performances this year alone. He's taken that jersey from De Gea and he's run with it whilst De Gea was away, and he's kept that spot in the Premier League mostly. I mean, De Gea's had a few games since he's been back, but Dean Henderson's run with it, and I'm quite impressed with him so far. So to have a dilemma of picking which goalkeeper for Ole Gunnar Solsjkears is always, it's always a plus in that position, especially because you always need them on the tip of their toes. You need them sharp, and having the competition between them will keep them both sharp. And I think whichever goalkeeper is picked, they're gonna have outstanding performances.
Oh, that is true. That is true. I mean, I think you've just hit the nail on the head. I mean, I'd like to see him stay. I think he's growing. I mean, I'm going to move on to this Lee Grant. Just to
yes, please do.
He's actually a coach, so we don't need to worry about him. He's not actually in the playing squad. So
I put him in the goal because he doesn't need to be in the squad. Yes, he's a coach, but he shouldn't be in the squad if he's a coach. That position could be filled by someone in the reserves, someone in the under 18s, whichever. But yeah, from goalkeepers, that is the four that we've got so far in the squad, and I don't think we need four. I think the two that we've put in the stay position
more than enough.
More than enough. So we are now jumping on to defenders. I'm going to jump off this straight away with my man Phil Jones. I'm just going to chuck him into the goal squad and we can move on, bro.
Oh, mate, time to go, bro.
We can just move on from there. No, I'm joking. When we signed him, he was a young prospect from Blackburn Rovers.
Yes.
And I'm going to be honest, when he was at Rovers, he was a good player. I actually remember watching United and Rovers at Ewood Park. I was at the game, and Phil Jones got man of the match in that game. It was I think it was a season after Ronaldo left. Nani was playing, Wayne Rooney and the likes of them lot were playing. And I think we actually drew the game 0-0 at Rovers. I believe it was a 0-0 draw because I don't remember cheering for any goals. But Phil Jones had the man of the match performance in that game. He was man of the match. And I think that was one of the games that Fergie saw him in and saw, yeah, we need this guy. But at United, he's not done as much as he could have done, I don't think.
Yeah. He's had the same issues that Chris Smalling had. So Chris Smalling was another one that
hold on. You're saying he's had the same issues Chris Smalling had, yeah? What were those issues? Being shit.
But if you know what it is, I think players like Chris Smalling and Phil Jones would suit Serie A because the style of play is slower and they can play the game. For me, I don't think he was ever going to fit into United squad.
Plus, you're right.
So for me, we just need to cut the books there and say,
bang on, bro. You bang on with that. Phil Jones, when we signed him, he hasn't done in the games that he's played. He's had some shockers, but he's had some good performances as well. I think he's overstayed his welcome at United, and at the end of this season, I know he signed a new deal either last year or a year before, but let's be honest, he's not going to get in front of Harry Maguire. He's not actually going to get in front of Lindelof, Eric Bailly, Fosu Mensah, and probably Alex Tuanzebe. So I think it's time for him to go and join a new club like Chris Smalling does and reignite his career.
Exactly, yeah, absolutely.
But we'll move on, bro. We'll move on. To be honest, just before we go, oh no, he's there. Sorry. Anyway, forget me, bro. We're gonna go on to Victor Lindelof, bro. Victor Lindelof.
More like Victor's Linda Soft is the word I'm looking for.
Wow.
So he was signed if you want an honest opinion, I'm giving it. So he was signed.
I want you to be as honest as you can, bro. That's what we're here for.
He was signed under Jose Mourinho because Jose Mourinho didn't go in and get who was it, Koulibaly from Napoli. Now for me, I would have spent more money getting Koulibaly and then spending 30 million to get Lindelof. Don't get me wrong, Lindelof, I think he's a good player, but for me, the combination with Maguire does not work. For me, if he is to play with Bailly or Tuanzebe, then it might work. But the problem you've got there is, I for me think he needs to go, and I think he just doesn't. He's small as well. Now, if you look at the goal we conceded, and I need to bring this up, the goal we conceded.
Which goal? Sorry, against
Leicester. Against Leicester.
Against Leicester. Okay. Yeah.
And I know it was Rashford's fault because Rashford was marking him or not marking because he just come on. But my point is, as the leading centre back, because Maguire was out, Lindelof needed to take charge. And if you look at it, most of the time I see Lindelof on the floor and attackers above. I'm like, bro, this is the wrong way around. This is
I get where you're coming from.
Remember the days of Vidic and Fernando Yapstam? You wouldn't have had that, mate. So
but you can't compare the defenders now to those defenders, bro. It's a different era now, bro.
But for me,
I'll say one thing: those defenders that you mentioned, Ferdinand, Vidic, Yapstam, those were the ruthless defenders. They weren't what you call wimps these days. Footballers now are too soft, and it's not just Lindelof that I'm calling soft. It's all footballers that are soft these days. They'll take a hit, light nudge, and fall over like they've been shot. And it's so annoying, bro. But speaking about Lindelof on his own, bro, I think we should keep him.
Okay.
So we're in a dilemma here because to put him in stay or to put him in go, we have to agree on both, bro. We both have to agree. There's no third option, maybe. So we have to agree. So I'm going to say with Lindelof, the reason I say keep him is because he has a lot of potential to turn into a player like Harry Maguire. He's partnered with Harry Maguire and he's learning from him. And I think if he learns the right way and he learns the right techniques and skills, he can be better at what he does. But the first thing he needs to do, he needs to build up his strength.
Yeah.
Because you're right. He does get pushed around a lot by other players that are bigger than him. But if he has more strength, they're not going to be able to push him around. I mean, you don't see people pushing Harry Maguire around that much, bro. Or Wan-Bisswaka or Luke Shaw or Tellez or even Eric Bailly. They don't get pushed around. Even Alex Tuanzebe, bro. He's a young kid, but he does not let people push him around. And Lindelof does. And that's one of his weaknesses. And I think if he works on that, he can turn into a better player. And that's why I keep him for now.
The jury's out for me, but you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy to go with based on if he improves based on what you've said. Then by all means.
So for now, we'll keep him, bro. Well, for now, we will keep him. But I think maybe end of the season, if we've got a better player, he could go. Or if at the end of next season, if he's turned into a better player, that's a plus for us because we don't need to buy another defender.
Okay, and if I've Victor Lindelof, I want to touch on this next man, and this man has been a revelation. Luke Shaw.
Yes, let's talk about Luke Shaw, bro.
The signing of Alex Tellez has basically lit up Luke Shaw's fire, and by God, he's had the season of all seasons, literally whipping it down that side of the defense. For me, I'm going to say this right now. If not alongside Fernandes, one of the contenders for players of the season for Man United, I think absolute revelation down the
100%, bro.
Down the left, and
I've not even got a bad word this season to say about Luke Shaw.
I mean, this is
most of the games that he plays, bro, he doesn't put a foot wrong, and that's both defending and going forward. He does lose the ball here and there in midfield attack areas, but that's not his expertise, but he has worked on it. And you can see from the overlaps that he runs forward on, the crosses, the one-on-ones that he has with defenders, he's improved his game. And you're right. I think that's come from United signing Alex Tellez. It's given him a kick up the backside and thought, you know what? They've signed someone who could potentially replace me. And I want to stay here, so I need to show why. And this season, he's done exactly that. He's shown everyone why United signed him. Now, he was having some great games until that season where he broke his leg, bro.
Yes, I remember.
He was out for the rest of that season, and probably I think he was out for about a year after that. And after he came back, he wasn't doing that well. He was having okay games. He was having decent performances, and then United signed Tellez, and that just did wonders for this kid, bro. He's got back into the England squad as well. I'm so happy for him to be back in the England squad and the way he's performing at United. So I think we're both in agreement on this. This guy stays.
Nice.
Next man up is our captain, Harry Maguire.
I think, you know what, I'm just going to jump in. The fact that
it,
in the last 2 games we've lost has shown how much we've missed Maguire. So I know we've, as fans, we've ranted about the indifferent performances, but I think he's been the one that's
he's the key component that's missing.
He's a key component. He just needs someone solid next to him to 100%. Do some of the other stuff. He can't be a bit quicker, because Harry Maguire, one-on-one, you can't beat him. But I think he doesn't have a pace. But he's definitely a legend in the air. Definitely one you want to keep for me.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely a player that you need to keep. So I'm going to pop him into that stay category now.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about our captain here. You're right. He's brilliant in the air on corners because he gets a few headers in. He goes for goal. From defense, when he has the ball, he's a ball playing defender.
Yeah,
I think I said it the other day when we were talking about him being missing from the team. He runs forward with the ball into midfield and passes it around. He gets the ball back. He passes it around to his left, to his right, forward. He tries to push the team forward by going into midfield and say, "Yo, I've got this area covered. If they get the ball and come back here, I've got it covered." And Lindelof stays a bit behind him to say, "Look, Harry Maguire's forward, but I'm here as well. We've both got this area covered. You lot do what you need to do going forward."
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I mean, for me, I think, like I said, and you touched upon there, he just needs a pacey, reliable centre-back next to him to take care of the deal. Yes. So the goals we conceded against Everton last minute at Old Trafford were a result of the fact that on the ground, I don't think he's the best, because he's just not quick. But area, I can't fault the guy. So for me,
exactly, bro. So saying that, there's a player on this list that I think would be a perfect partner right now for Harry Maguire, and I've rated him for the past few seasons. Alex Tuanzebe, bro. He's a solid defender. He's got the pace, and he's got the confidence to be our other first choice centre back. And that needs to happen quickly.
I want him to start. So what I would say is
100%. He needs to start with Harry Maguire when Maguire's back. No doubt about it.
Right now, we've got the perfect scenario. Maguire's out. He's the last 2 games, Fulham and Wolverhampton. I would say, you know what? You got nothing to lose. Play the guy, because there is no better opportunity to play Tuanzebe, even alongside Bailly or Lindelof, whoever you want. Get him in.
Give him that game time. Let him prove it and show his confidence.
Because, we don't know that come the Europa League final next Wednesday, is Maguire going to be fit? So hopefully.
Well, the news on Maguire is that he's out for the rest of the season. So I don't think he's going to be fit for the Europa League final. So we could struggle there.
So that's why to get the defensive. So what I would say from United's perspective, and I know we'll touch upon the rest of it, what they need to do is tomorrow and against Wolves on Sunday, they need Tuanzebe starting with different combinations, because I think he has to be a starter for me.
They need to find the pairing before the Europa League final.
So move Tuanzebe in. I think we're in agreement now.
So I'm gonna grip Tuanzebe and I'm gonna pop him in stay, even though we've obviously jumped a bit.
It's fine.
We've jumped the gun on that one a bit, bro. But our next guy up is Tim Fosu-Mensah. Now,
I think he's left, hasn't he?
I think he has, bro.
Yeah.
I think this list is a little bit
out of date.
Yeah.
Marcus Rojo is
being out of date.
Marcus Rojo is left as well. He went to Boca Juniors, so you can definitely take him out.
Yeah, he's at Bayer Leverkusen. Is Fosu-Mensah. He left on the. All right, so he left in mid-season, so that's why this hasn't been updated. So Fosu-Mensah he's going to go onto the goal list because he's already left.
And also Marcus Rojo, he's gone as well. So he's gone.
Where's he gone, bro? I didn't even know he'd gone.
Boca Juniors. He's going to Boca Juniors.
Oh, he's gone back
Yeah,
that way.
So there's no point.
I'm just going to double check that and confirm it, and then.
Yeah.
No, he has. He's gone to Boca Juniors, bro. You're right.
Yeah.
And that was in February. So yeah, they both left in mid-season, so that's why this list isn't up to date. Apologies on that, bro.
No, that is fine. Anyway, Eric Bailly.
But we'll jump back on our boy Eric Bailly.
For me, Eric Bailly, legend. He has to stay. For me, yes, he's injury prone, but I'm gonna be honest. If I had to choose somebody to defend the line for United, it has to be this guy. If it wasn't for his injury record, he would be starting game in, game out with.
100%. He'd be number one, or he'd be partnering Harry Maguire instead of Lindelof if he wasn't injury prone. Now, I think, fingers crossed, his injury prone, part of his career is over. He seems to be all right now. He's been playing well. He's getting game time. He's getting his confidence back. And seeing him paired with Alex Tuanzebe was brilliant. I think that pairing is good. And I think that's what they need to use going forward, especially with Harry Maguire out. When Harry Maguire's back, I think it should be a toss-up between Eric Bailly and Tuanzebe.
Yeah.
Maybe put Tuanzebe in before Eric Bailly because Eric Bailly is a bit older. He's more injury-prone. So keep him for maybe some bigger games, the cup games, build his confidence back up for a season, and then maybe bring him into the first team properly. But yeah, Eric Bailly needs to stay. We're going to jump on to next boy, left back, Alex Telles. I'll let you kick that off.
I'm going to jump into this. For me, I think this was a signing that reignited Luke Shaw's career. And for me, I want to see him stay because I think between the two of them, they've got that position for the foreseeable future.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, he's been there, and he helps reignite Luke Shaw's career as competition for him. And I think they've learned from each other as well.
Yeah.
Because if you watch Telles plays as like a wing back, more of a wing back player. and Luke Shaw never used to do that until Telles came into United squad. And I think he's learned from him how to play that position, and he's played it really well this season.
Yeah.
So on that, I'm going to give him a shout to stay, bro, because I think he needs to stay, bro.
That is fine.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Do you know what, bro? I'm just going to chuck him in to stay, because we don't have anybody else who can play right back. There's nobody else in that squad that can play right back. Fair enough, Brandon Williams plays right back sometimes for us, but he's more of a left back.
AWB is by far the best one-to-one left back. Right back, sorry, that United have.
So I'm going to go one above that, bro. He's the best one-on-one defender in the Premier League.
Yeah,
no one can beat the way he takes people on one-to-one. Not as when he's got the ball, when they've got the ball running at him. He is the best one-on-one defender you can get in the Premier League. And I don't care someone else. I don't care who else people think is the best one-to-one defender. I will argue Wan-Bissaka's side all day long on that. So if anybody wants to argue with me about it, pop up on here and let me know, and we'll have a go. We'll see how far you get on that. Anyway, that's a call out for anybody, bro. Anybody.
Guys, by the way, anyone watching, please leave your comments on some of the picks that we put so far. If you disagree or agree, or if you feel that we've missed someone.
100%. If you want to disagree, come on and disagree. We'll bring you on the show.
Anyway, moving on. And Mengi, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really seen much of him. I think he's one for the future. That's all I can really say about that.
I'm going to be honest. He made his debut. He made his senior debut in August last year. In the Europa League, bro.
Okay.
I can't remember who it was against. Come on, I can't even remember who did we play in August in the Oh, come on, man! I'm trying to find it now whilst we're online, bro. Don't you worry, bro.
I'm looking as well. That's how bad it is.
Lask. It was Lask. Yeah, he made his senior debut on the 5th of August last year in the 84th minute as a substitute for Fosu Mensah in the game against Lask.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I actually, it's coming back to me, bro. He only played 6 minutes, so I've not really seen much of him in the first team. Reserve wise, in the under 18s and stuff like that, I have seen him play a couple of times on TV. And I do rate him. He's still younger. So I think he's one of those to watch out for in the future. I don't think he's one of those that is a player that needs to be in the first 11 or in the main team right now. But I think he's one to watch for the future. So I would pop him in the keep him for now.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That is fine.
Are you in agreement on that, Shaz?
I guess you would do the same for Facundo Palestri, because again, he's another one.
I was going to say we've just signed him, to be fair, this season. So
he's on loan, so he's getting game time abroad. I believe he's at Parma, if I'm not mistaken, but he's one for the future. So
he's definitely one for the future.
Yeah.
He's on loan at Alaves at the moment.
Okay,
the Deportivo Alaves.
Yeah.
He's been there since the end of January. So, and we're signing for 10 million in October. So, getting him out there into a team where he can get some first team football is brilliant. And that's what I said they should have done with our boy Van Der Beek. But we'll talk about him when we get to him, bro. Palistri, I'm going to pop him in the stay if you're in agreement, Shaz.
Yeah, good.
Now, our next man, I'm just going to pop him in stay. We don't even need to talk about that. We don't even need to talk about Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to say one thing on that, bro. If you think United should sell Fernandes right now, you're absolutely off your rockers and you're probably smoking crack.
You know, the fact that I'm laughing, basically, it was not even a discussion. Since he signed last year, he has single-handedly changed the mentality of Man United. Instead of going sideways, now go forward for a change, which is a relief because it was getting a bit boring. And
you're definitely right. But before we do go on to Pogba, I want to talk about Fernandes, bro. We shouldn't skip him just because he's a player that he should be staying. The reason I'm saying that, bro, is because Fernandes has been the spark that United were missing. He's been the player that sparks that mentality back into United that, yes, we're winners here. And then that's why I want to keep him for as long as possible. If he wanted to stay till the end of his career, I would not say no. I would keep him. Yeah. He's a brilliant player, and I think he'll carry on being this type of player at United. And I don't think next season he's going to leave. He's only been here. This was his first full season.
Yeah.
Like other players, I don't think he's using United as a stepping stone to get to a bigger club like Real Madrid or Barca. He's United through and through, and I'd like to see him.
For me, what he's done is he's thrown down the gauntlet to the board and said, "Look, I'm here to stay, but I'm a winner. So you get me winners." Or no, I don't think he'll leave. But the fact that he's threatened to leave tells you a lot about the guy. He's got balls, and that's what we need at United. We need guys.
Yeah, bro.
Game neck by the game.
That's 100%, bro. That's 100%. I know there's a couple of people watching right now, so leave your comments and let us know what you think about the people that we've got in the stay list, and even the people that at the moment we've got in the goal list. I'll just scroll down a little. We've only got 5 people in the goal list who should be leaving at the end of this season. There are 2 there that have already left, so that's why they're there. But yeah, we're going to move on to my boy Pogba. I've got nothing but praises for Pogba. Nothing but praises.
You know what? I don't have a problem with Pogba. I have a problem with his agent, Mino Raiola.
No, bro, come on. We're talking about players here. We're not talking about the shitty agents that try and get more money for him.
My point is, if his agent doesn't release that statement last season in the semi-final before Sevilla, he wouldn't have had a bad performance that game, and United would have got through to the final. That's all I've got to say about that.
No, you bang on, bro. His agent chats a lot. His agent chats a lot of shit, bro. And he needs to stop because it's affecting Paul Pogba's performance at times. But saying that, the game against Roma, he played whilst he was fasting, and he didn't even tell anybody in the team. And he had an outstanding performance in that game. I think he was one of the best players on the pitch during that game. He opened his fast during the game and just carried on. And then he was actually meant to have an interview after the game, but he went into the locker room to have something to eat before. And the journalists were okay with obviously him having something to eat to open his fast properly before they continued with his interview. But yeah, with Pogba, I don't think there's much we can say besides
Stay.
I'm going to let you take the next one, bro. Our boy Juan Mata here.
I think, Juan Mata back in his days was a good player. For me, age just caught up with him. For me, he goes. I got to be honest. I saw his performance against Leicester, and the problem is the legs. Age has not been too kind to him. So, really appreciate what he's done, but for me, he goes. I don't really think I have to talk about this anymore because it's
I think I disagree with you on that, bro.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I do actually disagree with you on Mata. Now, and the reason for that is because whilst he was at Chelsea, even before that, and whilst he's been at United, I've always rated him as a top player. Yes, he's old. I'm not saying he's not. Yeah, age does catch up to players, but he's still got his talent. He's still skillful, and I still think he can do something if he gets time in the squad. And I think he can still bring out the best in other players around him. He's one of those type of players who can look for that killer pass. And I think in the right moments, he does get that killer pass, and he does help the team. So, based on that, I think we should keep him.
Everything you've said, you're right about his skill, his mindset. Yeah. Because I know he can read the game. My only point is I have not seen enough of him this season to be able to say, if you're asking me right now, should we keep him? Because guess what? No one's going to pay to sign him because we've signed him for 40 million. He is now going to go for free. And from what I understand, he's going to leave at the end of the season. So for me, if you ask me, should we keep or go? If you want to keep based on skill, but granted, bro, this is the other thing, Shaz. So he needs to be given game time. And my problem is if Ollie's going to play McFred, which we're going to touch upon, then when are you going to give the guy game time? That's my own issue. But yeah.
So let's talk about that. Because, his contract's up in June 2021. Yeah. Okay. Now, part of that contract is that United can extend that deal for a further year.
Okay.
And there's been talk that United are actually looking at extending Mata's deal for another year. Now, I wouldn't mind him staying, but I'd like him to get more game time if he's going to stay. And that's going to be difficult with the bolstered midfield that we have. We've got too many midfielders, like we've already talked about.
What do you mean? I'm looking at this list. I'm thinking, bro, where we're going to fill all these guys?
The squad is midfielders, bro, and that's the problem. So
that's the guys.
I'm going to make a difficult decision here, Shaz. I know you've said Mata should go, and I did say I disagree with you on that, which I still do. But based on the squad that we've got and the love I have for Mata, this is a difficult decision for me to say he should go. He's 33, so let's say he's got another 3-4 years left in him. Even if he spends another year at United, yes, he'll win. He'll probably win maybe he'll win a trophy or two next season with United. But I think another team, he'll get more first team football. And he'll be in the squad more. He'll get more game time. So on that basis, because I love Mata, I love seeing him play, and I want to see him play more, even if it's not for United. So I'm going to say he should be one of the players that leaves right now.
So you've already touched upon it. We've got a pack midfield. Now the fact is, you've got to release some of these players to be able to for the wages structure as well.
Yeah, that's another reason we need to let Mata go because he does get paid a lot. He doesn't play a lot. So that money could be used on bringing someone else in that's younger, that's going to get more game time and maybe do a bit more for the team than Mata has done this season because he's not had much game time, bro.
In fact,
now, I'm going to jump on to the next player, Shaz. Daniel James. I'm a bit 50-50 on Daniel James, bro. I'm 50-50 on him. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why, bro. I'm going to tell you why, bro. I'll let you first, go for it.
I call him Denial James, and the simple reason for that. Before you kick off with the crusade on Daniel James, let me tell you something.
Yo, I'm not kicking off no crusade on him, bro.
No, hear me out. Last season when we had him, we overplayed him. The guy has abundance of pace. Problem is, we should have been using him alongside seasoned professionals, but because we overplayed him. Now man's have figured out his style of play, so he wasn't given a proper chance to develop, coached, taught the style of play. You know, I actually like the guy, by the way. I got no issues with him. But against low block teams, i.e., teams that put on the Berlin Wall, he isn't going to get past them because they're just going to stand in front of him and not let him past. Against open teams like Chelsea's, your Manchester City's, your Liverpool's, teams that love to play a game of football, he will do well. So for me, he stays. But I think he needs to improve and work on his game a bit.
Now, I know you probably think I don't actually like Daniel James, but you're wrong, bro. I do actually like him. He's a young, talented player, and you've hit the nail on the head there that he's not had the chance to develop properly. So he does need that time to develop. And I think if he stays and he carries on being used as like maybe a sub for a while, maybe half a season, use him as a sub to bring him on, give him some game time in games where we're already winning, so there's not much pressure on him. We'll see a better side of him. Now, the only thing that would make me say that he needs to leave is his shooting skills, bro. He needs to improve on his shooting skills if he wants to stay, if he wants to carry on wearing that United shirt. His shooting is shocking, bro. I don't know how else to say that. It's shocking. So where are we sticking him in? Stay or go, bro?
I would say go, and he goes on loan.
Oh right, no. So that's another point. So if you're saying go, you know what? I could put another tab in and say loan out, but I'm not going to, bro. It's either he stays at United and we loan him out, or he goes to another club. In other words,
here you go.
Rid of James for Sancho. So you want him to go, yeah?
Yeah.
So he's going into the go section for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to disagree with you, but I think he should stay because he's still young. He's still got time to develop into a good player. And I think if we get rid of him and he goes to another club and he turns into a good player, United are going to regret getting rid of him, and the fans are going to be saying, why did we let him go? I say keep him for another season, see what happens, and maybe let him go then.
What's the deciding vote on this? I mean, what are you going to break? What's the tiebreaker? Give me a reason for him to stay. Give me a reason.
I'm just giving you a reason to keep him, bro. He's still young. He's still got talent, and he's still got potential to develop into a good player.
You just saw the name.
I say keep him for another season. If he hasn't changed much, or if he hasn't developed much, get rid of him.
Oh yeah.
If you want me to keep him as a go, if you want me to stick him in go, you need to give me a valid reason, bro. It works both ways here, fam.
I'm going with stick him in go. For me, I think he goes to another club and he succeeds. I don't really think I'm that sentimental to if he does well or not, because guess what? This is Manchester United and players come and go. Ronaldo had to go.
They do, bro. But we're in a debate here on Daniel James. So
guys, anyone watching, please give us the deciding factor. You know,
so we need someone who's watching to let us know the third vote, because it's 1-1 right now. I've got him to stay. Shaz has got him to go. I'm not budging on stay. Shaz ain't budging on go.
Okay, you know what? If you want him to stay, then for me the caveat being if he gets the proper coaching. I mean,
that's what I'm saying, bro. Keep him for another season. Stick him in stay for another season, right? If he hasn't developed by the end of the next season, ship him off, bro. Let him go.
Okay,
but you need to give him the chance. Yeah, he's had some time, but I think he needs a bit more time, bro.
Then he stays. Okay, put him in.
He stays for now, but when we do this again at the end of next season, and he's not improved, he'll be in goal. Now we're going to move on to Fred. Your thoughts on the Fred, Chaz? I know you like Fred and McTominay as a partnership, the McFred partnership from McDonald's and that, but
McFlurry, man. I like a McFlurry. Don't like a McFred.
Yes, bro. We like the McFlurries, not the McFred.
I'm going to say this right now, and this is going to be my say. Keep McTominay, get rid of Fred. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay, so why get rid of Fred, bro? Why get rid of Fred?
Because for me, McTominay has a lot more going forward. He's got goals in him.
He has. So why not keep Fred and get rid of Matic though?
I want to get rid of Matic as well. I want to get rid of him.
Oh,
This ain't the OIP's house, bro. You boys need a bounce. I'm being honest.
So you want to get rid of Fred?
Yeah, I want to get rid of Fred.
Why? He's only 28 years old compared to Matic. Matic is 32, just so you know. Fred is still 28 years old. He's still got a couple. I think he's still got a.
If you spend 51 million, sorry, correction. If you spend 52 million on Fred, and you look at his goal output, I think 1 goal in 72 games, plus defensively, he has to babysit the back four. For me, you only need one central defensive midfielder, and if you want one of the two, I keep Mctominay because he's younger. Okay, if you want to keep Matic, fair enough. Matic can stay, but for me, Fred goes. That's just my take on it.
Fred still has 2 years left on his contract, right? And there's an option to extend that for a further year.
Okay.
Just so you're aware of that, bro. So you're aware on that.
I'm aware of it. It was just my opinion because I just don't rate the guy. But you know what?
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you on this one. Okay. Not because I don't like Fred, but the fact is we've got enough players that can do what he does, and you're right. McTominay's younger. Matic is older, but I think Matic is more established as a defensive midfielder than Fred. Fred, to me, makes more mistakes than the other two together.
Yeah,
and that's the reason I'm gonna chop him from the team, bro. That's the reason I'm gonna say he goes. Not because I don't like him, just the fact is he makes too many mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay. So next up is our dinner lady, Marcus Rashford.
I don't know. Why is this a discussion? He stays.
Really? After his performances this season, bro, you want to keep our boy Marcus Rashford?
Can I tell you something?
No, I'm joking, bro. That was a joke, bro.
I did a sarcastic joke, but
no, just before we carry on, sorry. I know there's a couple of people who just jumped on viewing. Now, we've had a debate about Daniel James, right? So we've stuck him in goal for now, but the vote was, I voted for him to stay, and Shaz actually voted for him to go. So please let us know whether you think he should stay or go, because we can move him about if we need to.
Yeah, let us know, guys. Let us know. It's interactive.
But yeah, back to Marcus Rashford. You bang on, Shaz. We should be keeping him, but he needs to improve if he wants to stay.
Now, what he needs to do is he needs a holiday because the guy.
No. No. You're wrong, bro. He needs to focus on football and not school dinners.
Oh, hold on, shut up. You cannot say the guy.
bro. Come on, bro. He needs to focus on his football and not politics. He's not a politician. He's not an MP. He needs to focus on his football to get better out of him.
He's raising awareness for those that.
He is. No, don't get me wrong. I absolutely rate him for what he's done for the kids. With school dinners and everything. I rate him for it, but he shouldn't be letting things like that affect his football, bro. Which it has, and you can clearly see that in his performances.
No, I think what's affected him. Okay, that's a one point. But for me, the bigger thing that's affected him is his overburden. Now we'll go back. Real Sociedad, no. We'll go back again to the 6-2 game against Roma. We'll go back to number of performances earlier.
The game against Leeds, yeah.
Game against Leeds. This is my point. So Shaz, you're right. His performance is because of his outside work. They shouldn't affect him. They have. He needs to work on that. But for me, it's the overburdening of a 22-year-old.
22.
The guy is young. He's got to go to the Euros, and now you expect him to come back fresh. For me, he stays, but he needs a break. Others need to take accountability. And you know what? One thing.
Sorry, bro. He's actually 23.
Okay, apologies.
Just quickly check that. He's actually 23. But yeah, you're right, bro. He has been overworked.
He's been overworked. I mean,
not just football wise, but outside of football, he's putting a lot of pressure on himself with this school dinner thing and other things that he's into.
You're right about that. So I think he just needs better management of his time and how he does things. By all means, happy that he's doing it. I think it's great for Man United as an image perspective. Also, the other thing I just want to say on Rashford is the fact is I wouldn't really call him a midfielder, But one thing I want to say about Rashford is, and I know myself and Shaz have touched upon it, he is actually a different style of a forward. So he's not a typical Cavani or.
No, I disagree with you, bro. He's a winger. He's more of a winger than a striker,
exactly.
if you ask me.
Exactly.
So to me, he's classed as a midfielder because he's a winger. But
Okay.
I think Rashford plays better as a winger than he does as a forward.
On the left, yeah.
You get more out of him when he plays on the left or even the right because he can cut in, he can get past defenders. Through the middle, he's not got that. He's not got the opportunity to make the cut left or the cut right like he would if he was on the wings. And I think that's where he plays best. So I'm gonna agree with you. My boy Rashford's staying at the club.
Cool.
Right. So
I'll let you do this next one.
I'm gonna talk about Matic because we just spoke about him a little bit before. I think he is more established than Fred. You're right. We are right on that. He is a bit slow because of his age, but I still think he's doing a better job than what Fred has done because Fred makes too many mistakes. I mean, the pass back to Harry Maguire, I can't remember what game it was in, but it was that mistake cost us a goal. Just before we carry on, Shaz, we've had a comment from someone called Akil about Daniel James, saying Daniel James has to go. If he's on a loan or permanently, it's up for debate. Doesn't get into the team, especially if we sign a winger. You bang on, bro. You bang on. So
that, yeah.
I'm gonna agree with Shaz for that. Because of that comment, I'm gonna pop him down into the goal section. So yeah, I do appreciate your comment there, Akil. I do appreciate that comment. Appreciate you tuning in and leaving that comment. You bang on. That is actually a comment that I rate. So thank you for that. And that actually proves that Shaz was right on that point. But yeah, we'll carry on. We'll carry on with Matic. Stay or go, Shaz. Stay or go, Matic.
You did throw me on the spot. For me, he stays one more season and then goes.
He stays one more season and then chips.
Like you said, Fred or Matic, I'll take Matic any day.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a need to, but I don't think he'll get more than a 1 year deal. But I can see him in to go. Fair enough.
I put him in goal because that's what he does need to go. He does need to go. I'm sorry, bro. I don't even know how long he's got left on his contract. Is it 1 year or 2 years?
I'm not even sure myself, but you know what? We can move on. Anyway, your boy Jesse Lingard.
Let's talk about our boy Jesse.
Currently on loan at West Ham and doing wonders. Is up for debate. Do you cash in on him now to sign a right winger, as Achilles pointed out?
Sorry, just before we do move on.
Yeah.
Apologise there, Shaz. Matic has got 2 years left on his contract. He actually signed a new deal last July. For 3 years. So he's got 2023. His contract expires. So do you want me to move him into stay, bro?
Well, that's up to you. I mean,
I still say go because we've still got players that can play in midfield. Like, you know, we've got Pogba, Fernandes, Pellistri can get some time in there. It's up to you, bro. Do you want me to keep him as a goal?
No, I'd leave it as goal. I'm
want to leave him in goal.
You did my job for me anyway, so I'm kind of
sorry. I did interrupt you while you were talking about your boy Jesse Lingard. I do apologize, bro.
Jesse Lingard, absolute wonder at West Ham. Done great for them. Now the question is, Achilles rightly pointed out. Who just put a comment up.
I'll put it back up.
Yeah, no. So we need a winger. And the reason I mentioned Jadon Sancho was because I think he would do wonders. He's got his system in him. He's got goals in him. And we need to raise money for these players because, unfortunately, the Glazers, as we all know, are conduce. Conduce meaning cheap for those that don't understand. And I don't understand why, because they treat us like a bank and stock market when we're actually a football club.
United as a cash cow to make money and then take it out. They hardly ever put money in. The history on that is that all money that has been spent on transfers at United has all been from revenue. It's never been money that's been put in. But we have got we have got another comment from Akil about Matic, so I'll just bring that up, Shaz. Unpopular opinion. He'd rather keep Fred for one more season over Matic just as a squad player. He could be used along with a CDM in less important games. Matic's legs are gone and has to be moved on. That's what I was saying, Shaz. That Matic is older, so we should be keeping Fred because he's younger.
Go down because we've got fans on board. Let's move it up.
You want to swap that around, yeah?
Yeah, let's
swap it up. You want to put Fred as stay?
Yeah, put Fred as stay.
And leave Matic as a go based on Akil's comment there, yeah?
No, we
Appreciate your comment again there, Akil. You've helped us out there with that. We had a debate about that, but yeah, you backed me up on that, bro. I appreciate that.
That's good, man. That's good. Anyway, moving on.
Let's just go back to Jesse Lingard, yeah?
Go on, what are your thoughts? For me, we need money. He isn't going to get the squad based on everyone that's there. I think
I'm going to talk about. To be fair, I actually rate Jesse Lingard. I rate him a lot because of what he did this season away from United. I don't know how long he's actually got left on his contract, bro. I don't remember how long he's got left. Let's see. I'm going to have a look through. When did he sign his last contract? Okay. He signed a new contract in 2017 for 4 years. So that takes him to the end of this year. So his contract's actually up, but there's an option to keep him for another year.
Mm-hmm.
If I were United, I'd keep him for that year. Only because he's had a rejuvenation at West Ham. His season at West Ham since January till now has been phenomenal. He's scoring goals, he's assisting, he's playing in the position that he wants to play. And I think bringing him back to United and playing him in that position where David Moyes is playing him at West Ham, I think he'll flourish at United with the players around him, especially with Pogba, with Fernandes, with Cavani, Rashford, Mason Greenwood. These players will bring out the best of him in the position that he wants to be playing in. So to me, we should be keeping him, bro.
If he can get game time, I'm happy for him to stay. I got no.
I think after the season he's had at West Ham, that half a season, I think he'll get picked in the England squad for the Euros because he's had a brilliant season. And I think based on that, he should be staying at United to prove in that last year of his contract that he's worthy enough to stay at United. Because if you look at it, bro, how old is this kid? He's 28, 29?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, he's 28. So if he stays at United for that extra year, that'll take him to 29. And then we could bring, if he has a good season, we can keep him for another couple of years. And it saves us signing another player in that position like a Jadon Sancho. I think Jesse Lingard right now could be a better player than Jadon Sancho at United if he carries on his form like he has. I'm putting that out there, bro. And that's why I want to keep him to see if he proves me right on that, bro. And that's the only reason.
We can keep him, but he ain't better than Jadon Sancho, I'll tell you right now.
But we'll see. We'll see next season, bro.
Fair enough.
So next, we're going to go on to McTominay. I believe you said you wanted to keep him anyway.
I'm keeping McTominay. For me, he stays.
For me, I'm keeping McTominay because young player, he's flourishing in midfield with the players around him. And he's got a lot more to give United than he already has.
No, that's fine. Anyway, moving on. Your boy, Donny Van Der Beek. And for me, this is really simple. I'm keeping the guy because you don't get a 40 million player like Donny Van Der Beek every day. I think he will flourish. I think this has been his first season. He's adapted. I think next season we'll see the best of him because he'll understand how the game has been. And it'll just be interesting to see how things are. But for me, Donny Van Der Beek stays. Great player. Love to see the guy United flourishing. He did well at Ajax. Got no issues with him staying in. Anyway, moving on. Apologies, we have some technical difficulties. Who's the next guy? 1 second.
Sorry, bro. I had a bit of technical difficulties there. I'll bring the screen back up.
No, that's fine.
Get me out of the stream and I had to refresh, which got rid of the...
Yeah, no, that is fine. I do realize we're taking about an hour. So
we're back. So I already put Van Der Beek in stay. I already put him in stay. So I'm going to move on to the next guy, Brandon Williams. I don't know why he's up here. I think I moved him into the attacking lineup there instead of defence. But let's talk about him. I think he's a brilliant player, young lad. Before Telles came in, he was getting game time over Luke Shaw at left back, and I think he's a good player, and I think we should keep him because we'll say that again.
Yeah, I was saying that's what I mean. Good prospect, keep him. I got no issues with
you
that.
want to keep him, yeah? Well, we'll move on because we are running out of time. We're just gonna have to fly through these next few. Cavani.
No, by the way, Odin has already left. So
yeah, I'm gonna move him, bro. I'll let you talk about Cavani whilst I do that, bro.
Cavani, you know what? A revelation, legend. Does what he does what his name says. Edison Cavani scores goals. Love his headers. Love his. You know what? I want to see Cavani stay for one simple reason, because of his link-up play, of his runs. I mean, have you seen the guy make his runs against? Against
I've said this time and time again about Cavani. His off-the-ball movement, his runs that he makes are second to none. I don't think any player, I'm going to say this, around the world has better movement off the ball than Cavani. And that's why he's so vital for United. Because
he is one of
not just because he can do it in games himself and score goals, but he can teach the younger players like Rashford, like Martial, like Mason Greenwood. He can teach them type of players how to do that. And that's going to be good for United, that he can teach them that.
That he is one of the last legendary centre forwards out there in the world, because I think nowadays centre forwards 100%. Are different. So I mean, he stays. You know what? Before we touch on Mason Greenwood, can we move Anthony Martial to go?
No. I've left him at the end for a reason, bro. We're going to talk about him at the end. I've left him there for a reason, bro.
You know the saying goes, save the best for last, but you know what? Shaz is saving the worst for last in this one.
No, I haven't saved him till the end. I've just put him at the end of the list there, just because I want to keep him there, just so we can talk about him later.
Okay, let's go. Mason Greenwood, again, he stays. You know what? He had a bit of a slow start to the season. It wasn't really on it, but you know what? I love Mason Greenwood. He knows how to put the ball in the back of the net, as seen by his goal against Villa. Love the guy, young guy, energetic, and he could really learn a lot from Cavani. I can only see this guy getting better and better, and I hope he gets picked in this summer. But yeah, that's all I got to say on that, bro. Over to you.
Yeah, no, you bang on. Mason Greenwood, 100%. There's no point selling someone who's an 18-year-old smashing goals in left, right, and centre for us. But yeah, the reason I've left Martial to the end is because I think he's been out of action for quite a while. He injured himself in the France game against Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
And obviously at that point we were told he's going to be out for the rest of the season. He did have a disappointing season for United up until his injury. I can't remember what he's injured. I don't even remember. But I'm gonna say this, bro. He's 25. When he plays at his best, he plays like Rashford, and he can play like Greenwood. He can play that type of style, and I think at his best he is really good. It's just getting the best out of him in every game that's the difficult part.
Okay, so let me put it to you this way. Problem with Martial is not that his talent. He's got abundance of talent. I actually like the player. My problem with him is when somebody else comes in, he sees it as a threat. So most people, what they do is when they see players coming, like Luke Shaw, when Telles came in.
I was just going to mention that, yeah.
Shaw steps his game up. With Martial, he tends to hide behind. He tends to sulk.
I think it puts more pressure on him, so he doesn't play as well. I think that's what it is.
Pressure rather than just be himself. And I think he needs Cavani more than anyone else, because Martial can learn the type of runs Cavani makes, but it's very much dependent on Martial's attitude. That's the biggest problem here. If he improves his
attitude, why I mentioned it earlier, bro. Yeah. Cavani stays, so A, he can score his goals in games where we need him, and B, the younger players like Martial, Rashford, Mason Greenwood, even Pellistri, and these other attacking players can learn that movement from him. And that's the reason we need to keep Cavani, and that's the reason we need to keep Martial, because he can learn a lot from Cavani.
No, that is true. That is true. I mean, for me, I would just wrap it up by saying, okay, he stays, but he's got to improve.
I'm going to say he stays for this season. If he doesn't improve, he goes. How about that, bro?
Cool, bro. Cool.
Are you good with that? Yeah.
Good with that.
Sounds good. So the players that we've got in the league, we've got Sergio Romero, Lee Grant. I think Sergio Romero's contract's up, so he's going to be leaving on a free at the end of the season anyway, unless he's already gone. No, he's already signed. Lee Grant, don't rate him. Phil Jones, he signed a new deal last year, so I doubt he's going to be going unless we get a big offer for him. Fosu Mensah and Rojo have already gone. Mata, I believe he's... So there's two things with him. He could leave on a free if he doesn't opt for the extra year on his contract, or United could just keep him for the extra and then let him leave for free. Igalo was only a loan deal. He's gone. Daniel James doesn't cut it at United. I think he should be gone. Matic, as Akil said, his legs are gone, and we should be keeping Fred over him. So that's cut down the squad to just these lot here.
Yeah,
De Gea and Henderson. That's a brilliant team for goalkeeping because it puts pressure on the other. Where are we? Defenders: Lindelof, Shaw, Maguire, Tuanzebe, Telles, Wan-Bissaka, Williams, Bailly, and Mengi. All good players, and I think they're all out of them. It will be hard to pick a starting four besides right back, because we've only got one right back. Midfield, we've got Pellistri, Fernandes, Pogba, Rashford, Fred, Lingard, McTominay, Van Der Beek. Even Mason Greenwood can play there, and Martial. I think the only proven striker we have who can't play midfield anyway is Cavani. All these other players. So you've got, where are we? We've got Rashford, Greenwood, Martial. They can all play, and even Lingard. Them four can play up front and in wing and midfield. Then you've got Van Der Beek, McTominay, Fred, Pogba, and Fernandes that can play, that all are midfielders, and Pellistri. Then you've got Cavani, our big man up front on his own. And I think we need to sign someone in this position here, bro. Just to get another striker.
Nice one. Anyway, guys, apologies, got a wrap.
But what are your thoughts on the final squad there, Shaz? The final, people staying and going.
I'm good with that. I think it's self-explanatory. No issues from my side.
No issues. There's no one you want to move from stay to go or go to stay before we finish,
No.
Okay, yeah, bang on. I'm happy with the people staying, and I'm happy with those people going. Maybe we could have moved Martial to go, but hopefully he proves us wrong, proves us right by having a good season. Same with and Daniel James could prove us wrong. We could, because we did have him in stay, but on Akil's comment, we moved in to go. So we will obviously look at all this at the end of next season and see where we're at. But I do appreciate everyone's time. I know this video has been a long one. Appreciate everyone sticking around that did. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate Shaz for joining me for so long. And we had some healthy debates on positions. But we are going to wrap this up and leave it at that. So I'll let Shaz give his final thoughts.
No, as always, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment below. And until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, people, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for everything. Thanks for being the viewers and supporters. So we'll see you next time.